Welcome everyone, I am Nishit Hingu of DJ Sangvi College, SAP ID 37. Today we are going to do the 6th experiment of DLSE subject, which is design of inverting and non-inverting comparator using op-amp and its application. For the application part, we are going to see the zero crossing detector, timer marker circuit and the sample and hold circuit. So now let's get to the design of the inverting and non-inverting comparator. This is an inverting comparator. As we can see that the input signal is given to the inverting terminal of the op-amp. So what a comparator does is basically compares this to circuit, and when the input signal is greater than the Vref, it gives a output as a positive Vsat, but as it is an inverting, it will give as a negative Vsat, and when the input signal is smaller than the Vref, it will give us positive Vsat. So let's check it by simulating this circuit. Let's check the Vsat also. So we can see that Vset is at 3 volts. As soon as the output input signal goes above the Vset, we get a negative cycle, and as soon as it goes below it, you get positive. So this is how a comparator works. But now let's check its frequency dependency. As we increase the frequency, let's see what are the changes in the output. For 500, I need to change the transmission trans time so we can see it properly. Let us keep it 10 ms. Now let's run it. We can see that the slope here, it does not exactly change at this point. It actually does change at this point, but the problem here is that it starts to change, but it takes it time to reach the positive Vsat, which depends on the slew rate of the comparator. Yeah, for OP07, it takes this much time. So it may happen that for higher frequencies we may not get what output. Let's check for that too. As the slope increases, as the frequency we are increasing, so let's take 2k trans as 5 ms and let's run it. 1 minute. Oh, I simply gave it 2. Sorry. What happened? 2k. So for 2k we see that there is more distortion and the slope goes on increasing. This is because there is less time for it to switch from positive Vsat, and in that time the slew rate is not enough for it to switch from positive to negative Vsat. Now let's check for more greater frequency like 20k. The output will be more distorted. We see that here it is not what we wanted, so we can see that it tries to go below, but as soon as it reaches this point, it sees as the output is again below and it has to again go to positive Vsat, so it cannot reach the negative Vsat in time, so we do not get the output which we wanted. So this is the problem we face with making a comparator using op-amp. And there is one more problem, that if there is any noise signal which is there in the input signal, and if it is going up down near the Vref, then we may get output which is not what we wanted. So this can be solved using a Schmitt trigger, which we'll see in the next experiment. Now for the non-inverting configuration, the only thing you need to do is just switch this both supplies, give the V in here and this here. We can just run and check. We need to change the frequency as we may not get what we want here. So let's say not 2k also we got distorted, so 100 let's take it, and for transmission time 50 maybe, yeah 50. So let's run and see. This is our V in and this is our V out. So we see that here for the positive cycle, let's plot the Vref2. As soon as it goes above, we get a positive and negative. So this is what an non-inverting comparator does. So now let's get to the application part. We'll close this and we'll see the application. The first application is zero crossing detector. So let's open the zero crossing detector. Close. I have already made the circuit. So for zero crossing, actually what is this? At our Vref is 0. There's no another change. Our Vref is 0. So as now let's run and I will explain you. So our input is this and output is this. As we see that our Vref is 0, so as soon as the signal goes from reaches the 0 point, it goes from positive to negative, and similarly our output switches. So this is what a zero crossing detector is. The next is a timer marking circuit. So for that also I have made a circuit. I will open it. File, open. So this is our timer market circuit. Here the start part is same. This is our V in, and this is our zero crossing. This is zero crossing detector, which gives us half signal, half positive, half negative for V on and V off. And I have passed it through a differentiator, which will give us an output as a spikes. And then I have passed it to D1, which will eliminate all the negative spikes, and we will get only the positive ones. So let's run it and see how it works. So this is our input and this is our output. We see that there are positive spikes for a whole complete cycle, then again for another cycle there another positive spike. So here it differentiates the output and positive. The output of the comparator is this, a square wave, and the output from the differentiator we can see is the red ones. Let me remove this so we can see that clearly. The red spikes, positive and negative, and the D1 removes all the negative spikes, so we get only the positive spikes. So this is what a timer marker circuit is. So after the timer marker circuit, we'll see the sample and hold circuit. So sample and hold circuit, we use a MOSFET. So this then a MOSFET is given pulse. I will explain you it while running it. So this is our input, which is 4 volts peak to peak. This is our output. So the wave, output wave, tracks the wave, input wave, as we can see here. If it is constant for a time period, which is the time period for this steps are decided by this pulse. If we change this, the steps will increase and decrease relatively. So like for a 1k frequency we have a pulse of, let's change it and see, micro, 100 micro. So let's take it 100 ms, 200 ms, and this also 100 ms, and let's see what output we get. Oh, it's very low, I think, one frequency, so it should be 0.2 ms, 0.2 m, 0.2 m, 0.1 m. I didn't change this one. This should also be 0.1 m. So now if we run, we see that the same which we had previously. This can be changed. We can make it again to be more precise. We can make it 0.05 m. This will be also 0.05, half of the T on, and the T on will be 1. So it will double the number of clock periods that we are giving to this MOSFET, and the clock for this, so we can see it tracks it and checks it value more often than previously. So this was the sample and hold circuit and our experiment number 6 for DLSC subject. Thank you.